solely on entertainment is not enough. Right. Yeah. Back then, very good. I would tell you 10 years ago, but it's getting tough. Really tough. Yeah. So I told my students, like, do more things, get degree, get a, no, like, at least safeguard first, lah. Right, safeguard. Yeah.
Hey everyone, before we begin this next episode of the Hello Mentor podcast, I just want to say if you're job searching or hiring, check out hiredly.com. We are not just another job platform. We make it easier to find the jobs that people actually want, and we help companies stand out to hire the right talent. So there's a lot of smart tech and there's a lot of human touch. That's Hiredly. So you can head to hiredly.com and give it a go. Hello everyone. It's another episode of the Hello Mentor podcast. We have Dr. Soo with us today. Hi, Dr. Soo.
Hi everyone. So my name is Wincci, Dr. Soo Wincci now. So, very hard to introduce myself. I was ex-Miss Malaysia, and then now also a doctorate, a double doctorate holder, and lecturer. I got students. I'm an actress as well, music producer, singer, actress. Anything you want to name it.
It was like such an interesting background, actually, as we were doing research and everything that you've been doing.
I guess I always brand myself as a very weird doctor.
Right.
I'm very weird. But again, because creative, we are encouraged to think uniquely, right? And the thing is, because I do so many things, because hard to cari makan. It's the reality. And in the art scene, it's getting much more tough in the competition-wise.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and why I go through so many things, and why I do so much education, right? A lot of people think that, I'm very smart. I'm not smart at all. I'm just the person who willing to try.
Right.
So, and also the thing is, I'm not afraid of failing. That's why I went to try a lot of things.
Right.
So that's why I guess that it kind of gave me a lot of experience and life experience and reality as well. Okay. So I don't do it because, I think I pick, but because of the industry is changing. So creative line is very different from science. Now, I used to study chemical engineering actually. Then I switched to law. And after law, I came back. I won Miss Malaysia. So then I told myself, hey, you know what? There's so many lawyers, right? I want to do something. My passion is always art, right? I wanted to do music and stuff, but I was doing part-time. So I was like, you know what? I want to give it a shot in the entertainment world. So I went in. I was totally lost.
Right.
Lost in the terms of everyone would think, hey, you got the title. Back then, Miss Malaysia, all this was a huge title. We don't have social media back then. So, but again, it's not a bed of roses. Yeah, so gravity hits. There's actually so many beauty queens. There's so many talent going into singing industry, film industry, acting industry, performance industry. It requires skills.
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of things, it hit my mind. Then only I was lost. I was like, hey, always I have a mindset where if I'm lost, I'll go back to education. So what happened was I volunteered myself to do PhD part-time because I need experience. So I was full-time into entertainment, trying a lot of things. Part-time was doing PhD in business. Yeah, at least something to fall back, So it was a really, really rough journey for information. I remember when I started Miss Malaysia, right? Okay, so a lot of people, think that, we a lot of money here. My first year, it was worse than an internship.
Oh, is it?
Trust, you guess how much we earned on the first year? I mean, we get like 10,000 ringgit of, our kind of like championship money. But that money we have to spend for Miss World. There's no sponsorship, nothing, you have to buy your gowns, everything. You spend already, right? The whole year you need to do free campaign because, you're contracted 1 year. Right. Basically, zero, negative. Right. So people won't pay you because you're still new and stuff. And you have to come down again, go and audition, go and test a lot of things. So even like when I have albums back then, it doesn't work because it doesn't mean that you're good in that skills. There is still a business behind that, music business, acting business. So I was not familiar. So first year was very bad, really bad. I was like, should I go back and practice law? Should I? So I was like, okay, let's try another year. So I went down from zero, even Miss Malaysia, whatever. I don't want to go, like after a year fulfilling all the duties, I heavily go and audition, go and sing, go and see. At least from low, I don't care. Even an extra, I still go and see. Because for me, it's like, you need the industrial experience. You doesn't need that title to, that is not a jumping skill. That is just a name tag, I would say. So when I went in, I went audition and stuff. Then back then, TV was big.
I see.
Yeah, so I started with album and stuff. A lot of flip-flop. And then after that, things which really make me big in Malaysia was very strange, was MasterChef. I guess you interviewed Brian, right?
I did,
Brian,
yes, yeah.
He was the one I forced him to do PhD on. No?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. A lot of them are, because you know why? Entertainment is always like that. What I saw my senior was like, they will compete with each other. I was like, what to compete? You know, the line is so small. We should share resources. Like me and Brian also, we were like competitor. And I was like, what to compete? Go out also, we need to work. Even you get like champion or whatever. I was like, you know what? Let's build something. And you know, we always share resources. I always believe in, you know, helping and stuff. I always believe in positioning. I don't like, overshadow people, whatever. Because I guess that in every line, find your unique positioning. So then you can survive long in the industry. So when MasterChef came, I think back then, I remember was same thing. It was a tester program by TV. So back then, reality was not a big thing. We were tester lah. We went in there, and then I was the last few choices. So then I went in there. I was like, oh, let's try. But I like cooking also lah, for your information. If not, also I will become a cook. So then I cook until top 5. I remember. So we were camping in a celebrity, or a lot of celebrity all camping there. So after that, the you know, back then we shoot already. Editing 3-4 months, only then it come out, you know. So we were like, did I like, you know, give up a lot of things that 6 months? Why I come this cooking program? Everyone say like, why? Because that time I already have lead roles offering me, you know, acting. I was like, I don't know. I was like, let's try different things. For me, it's like, back then I was like, try different things. You bring me different routes, all right? So when the program aired, wow. It's just like now, if you see a lot of TikTokers or Instagrammers, the highest view is food.
Food, right.
So I didn't know. So I was like, hey, my Instagram, Facebook fans was like, every week increase 10,000. I was like, what's happening? Oh, I didn't know that. You know, that thing opened up the mind of like, everyone was watching. So when people watching, then chances came.
Right.
Then I launched my album.
Right.
Yeah, things get very fast already.
Right.
Yeah. So but then I remember like one of my late boss told me, say, hey, I thought you want, you know, go Taiwan or whatever. So then I invested in Taiwan as well back then. So I invested in my OST and stuff. Because back then I was under a company, but they were helping me on the other means they manage a lot of artists. One of my late boss told me one thing, sign every contract of your song, master right. I was like, boss, no money also. I mean, in Malaysia, like it seems like, you know, when you start off, it seems like no money on the inside. So I was like, no, just own it first. IP law. I was like, even like when I studied IP law was like this thin only, like BK. Now it's like this thicker. IP is a lot like that. So my boss taught me how to do the music, master rights and all these things. So I keep like one by one. Even no money also, I keep until I went Taiwan also, I invested, because Mandopop is quite big. So the song Jadi went million views and then only I saw the money.
Right.
And so happened I own a master right.
Right.
So a lot of things, I guess things happen for a reason. Yeah. It's good to go through that hurdle first and make sure you get everything right first before the rain come.
Right.
Yeah, you have to get ready all your buckle first, you know, before the rain come. The rain come, all the buckle don't have, right? You don't get to collect your royalties, you know.
But you have a lot of baku.
Yeah, because I was trained to make the buckles because I go through the whole thing. Because there was a few catch. I remember the first catch was MasterChef, the glare was too big. But the thing is, in entertainment it's like that. The glare is there, but the money is not there. You have to make the buckle to collect money. You have to do shows, you have to do acting and all this to collect all the endorsement deals and all these things, right? Because TV, they only pay you a sum to shoot certain things, right? So that bucket you have to, you know, be very ready.
Right.
But that bucket also takes you a few years to build. It doesn't mean that, oh, you get popular now, you get a lot. There is still a business. Same thing when you distribute a product. The product must be ready in the market first. You can't do your marketing campaign when your product is not ready.
Right.
You know, so same as us.
Right.
Exactly the same. So a lot of things is not one hit wonder and all this. No.
I see.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I guess experience and also hurdles, it makes a huge difference. And the second third is because, remember I told you the Miss Malaysia days and all these things, the hurdles. That's how I told myself, don't shock sendiri. I think nothing will last. Because I guess every year there will be a new Miss. I think now every month or so there will be a new title. And then now every second, new TikToker, Instagrammer. So it's you have to stay very alert. And you save a lot of money. Please do save a lot of money. Don't think that you're evergreen.
Right,
Yeah, that's
right.
what my senior always told me.
Right.
No, I already seen famous people. They never save. I was like, why you like that already? You know, I was like, please save all. There's no evergreen.
Right.
Yeah, and one of them I heard from my senior, so I like one quote is like, you close your mic, don't let people close your mic. It's like you leave the stage before people ask you to come down the stage. So I'm very alert. I was like, okay, what's next? What's next? You have to be very alert. If not, you will be there like, competing with people and scrambling like, yeah.
Right.
And things won't last forever. The trend nowadays, 2 to 3 years or 1 year, even now few months, so you have to be fast. So you don't stay there, think that you'll be famous for it. There's no such thing. No such thing. Yeah. I guess that experience, collect whatever you want, move on to the next step. So that's why I was like, then after entertainment, education part is where I let go a lot of things. I was applying for Berkeley and then I got in it, the second one. And I leave quietly actually at that time.
Right.
But then COVID hits. Everyone was jobless and I was stuck there. Only then I pushed myself to second PhD because I cannot come back. The visa problem as well.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, just go and take another one since I have nothing to do with that. So because of that as well, I was doing a lot of online student talk.
Right.
So, and then there was one person said, you want to try interview? No, they're finding for a lecturer, professor, whatever. I was like, let's try lah. Nothing to lose.
Okay.
So I went interview and stuff, right? And I remember, I came back on April 1st. I think everyone thought it was April Fool. I thought it was April Fool also. My first call date was April Fool to be a social professor. I was like, what? Because for me, I was like, ooh, I don't think I will get it. But when they offered me, I was like, okay, let's come back and try.
Right. Well, what do you teach? Okay, your first.
Okay, my first one, I was coming back. I did. It's weird because I was doing music tech already, so I came back and teach music business.
Music business.
Yeah, music business. So music copyrights, music production as well. And because now I'm teaching a lot of hybrid courses, is because in arts there's a lot of like social and science. In overseas, it's very common already. So performance, a lot of us, either you have a degree or you have 4 to 5 years experience, right? So what's next is either copyrights, either technological stuff, or technical or production. So yeah, I was because they don't know how about the royalty system and all these things, right? Because back then a lot of people just survive on performance. It was because of COVID, everyone suddenly awake. Oh, there's fun in royalty side because that's the only fun also at that time, and some online performance, right? So I think that was very popular, and a lot of them they don't understand and they don't have a qualification. So I went back there, helped them to set up their music business and all these things because that time I was doing a lot of streaming stuff already also. Right? So 1 year I was there, and then after that MMU headhunted me. So there also I become like a lecturer also in music production and business two together. So a lot of things we need to do. Of course, sometimes performance also we need to go down because I do vocal and piano. So sometimes I help my colleague also. But there are things beyond performance already now.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now the fun is all on the hybrid side. The more hybrid you are and the more technological stuff you are, I think that you'll get a lot of grants because we have a direction. There will be grant. We have to apply grant.
Oh, there are grants. For
Grants,
this,
yeah.
I
So
see.
yeah, why there are grants,
Yeah,
right?
how does it work?
Because that's how the fun is there. There's a market there.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I always tell the student, right? Don't just study one thing. Where are the grants? Where is the next future? Well, the grant there is because they see a future there. There will be a data proving that the thing there, and we need people there. So back then in Berkeley as well, I was like, oh, okay. There's a few positions, right? Performance, a few hundred of them snatching one position. I was like, music tech, nobody wants, but and female, not many. So that's why you have to aim. Don't aim like simply aim. So when I was like, music tech, I think is coming as well because tech and stuff like all these things is like mixing, mastering, a lot of things like coding also they all. So I was like, let's try. So from there I was like, oh yeah, the funding is there actually because performance too many people already.
Right.
Yeah, I was from performance as well. I was like, been there, done that. I was like, I don't need a degree for that anymore. So whenever I study something for whatever the next wave is coming. Yeah, and also I guess to enhance my CV portfolio lah. Because going to teaching, right, if you go interview for your information, right, crazy one. My junior was like, wow, 3 master, wow.
Oh, is this?
Yeah, I was like, Malaysia, I don't know, like overseas, right, crazy one to get like, I was like, wow, 3, wow. I was like, I remember a few Asian students was crying. I was like, oh, we first class. They are all first class also, but they have 3. I was like, they have 3 number. Wow, what we need? No, you see their CV. It's very inspiring. They inspire me. I was like, wait, I cannot be like that. Because for them, their education is free as well. a lot of them like, so I asked the European countries, yeah, it's not enough. Yeah. So a lot of them crazy, talented, I would say. Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So, but nowadays kids are very talented as well. Yeah. So, and of course, like when I went in China interviews, like a lot of them double doctorate. So I was like, when you went overseas and compare it, I was like, okay, if overseas is happening, one day it's going to hit Malaysia as well.
Right.
So that's why I keep standing by. And I have a lot of amazing professors in everywhere.
Right.
I always like to go and stalk their CV. No, it's good so that you prep yourself, right? There are people like that existing. Maybe not in our country yet, but it's coming already. I see a lot of great CVs, but you have to prep yourself. There's no shots on TV that, oh, the dream will come. No, you have to work it out, lah. Because you have to go through a HR interview.
Right.
HR interview, you have to prove a lot of things. Yeah, I always do all these things that I know. And every year we have to do auditing.
Right.
Yeah, so it's still certain things is still like, it's still needed, I would say. It's not everything, but it's still needed. But of course, a lot of things they look at your industry project. Only then I know that industry, it's really, the marks is very high for
Right.
that. Yeah.
I actually am super curious.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
when
yeah.
we do research about
Yeah.
your background,
Yeah,
so I think we read somewhere that back to your
Yeah, yeah,
high
yeah,
school,
yeah, yeah.
educate, like you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
your young education.
Yeah.
Someone apparently told you that women did not need higher education.
Aiyo.
They just need to get married and have children.
Yeah.
That really happened.
Yeah.
What did that do to you when you heard? How old were you at the time?
Yo, to be honest, I was 10 years old back then.
10 years
It was by one of my relative, people around me. To be very honest, disappointed. Very disappointed. But thank God that time, I was like, if I were to listen to them, I really fall into that category. So I told myself, okay, if you get married or stuff also, you need to be certain level to get, I don't know. I was like, back then because back then I was very obese for information. Yeah, I was fat and my study was not good and all this thing. I mean, never mind, it's okay. I was like, you just like that can already lah. No need to be too smart goals and stuff. Because background company, my background of all the relative around, some of them, they have certain thinking like that, or old people, I would say. So I told them, it might work in your generation, but not mine. No, things you would think when young also, I was like, how can that be? I was like, and back then also, I don't speak English at all. I'm from a Chinese family. I was like, huh? Can we? Huh? Can whole life? Can I be like whole life like that? So I told myself, of course, very saddening and stuff. But the thing is, I told myself as well, I need to prove them wrong. Yeah, I can't argue back then because I was too young and I don't know how to argue also. There's nobody there for me to idolize. But I think back then our era was TV, right? So I was watching TV. I was like, a lot of them also quite highly educated, right? I was like, I seen them and they speak well and all this thing. I was like, hey, I want to be like that. So and my school as well, I guess, I seen smart people. I was like, so good to be smart, You know a lot of things. I don't want to be like, I felt like a couch potato. I felt like useless. True, because I've been through that stage. I have learning difficulties for information. When I remember things, I don't know, I have minor, like, those, like, kind of learning difficulties because my memory was so bad back then. So I told myself, right, if like that, I need to be much more hardworking than people 10 times. Because I know if I don't train myself, it's same, I get fat easily back then. So I don't go exercise, right? I eat a bit, also get fat. So I know that because I know my own personality and my own situation, I need to work harder than people. I cannot work like a normal pace. So people study like 1 time, I study 10 times on. People go 1 tuition, I go 3 tuition on. Because I know that, because of that as well, when I came out and work and in the future, I become a machine like that already. So certain things, it keep growing. I told myself it's not enough, but it's a good practice as well. So that, I don't take it for granted. I know I need to work hard. And then when I grow up, that very funny, after I finished my degree and stuff, they was like, no need PhD on Like they were, along the way, a lot of them would tell you, no need lah. And I was like, you become famous can already. I never listened. Too good to be true.
Right.
Yeah, I always think that things too smooth or too sweet makes you diabetic, makes you something wrong.
Right.
So I was like, you eat too sweet, you get diabetic, right? Yeah. So it's like, in Chinese we call it 甜言蜜语. Things too sweet, you get, it's all fake. If it's too comfortable, it's too fake. Yeah, I always believe in workout. You have to grow a bit or to see the result. same like, there's some jobs where I offer you tons of sweet stuff, is job scam. Yeah. I'll always question before, you need to get very alert nowadays. So that time trained me until now. Trust me, along of the ways, there's even more, I think more kind of like hurtful words.
Right.
Yeah. Even I got my first PhD, everyone said, are you sure buy one? You should buy one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I was like, then after that, I was like, hey, you buy how to get the second and third. And, people stop at one. I was like, huh? Got so much money buy, man. I was like, even you buy also, you don't prove you anything. People will see from your action, your job history and all this thing. I was like, a lot of things, until today there will still be noises, I'll tell you.
Right.
Because people like to talk.
Right.
People like to talk, don't like to do.
I just wonder, because your relative
Yeah.
said that suddenly you studied so much, you was wearing the other way.
The other way, a bit lah. But the thing is also, I guess that back then also I wanted to prove them, not just them lah. I was like, something was weird and bad because sometimes people will pull you down so that they don't excel you. Yeah, or you can be controlled by them. Yeah, so of course, like it was one of the motivation for me to study higher. Yeah, to go through that. But again, that I guess back then I was like, I started to analyze and see things, and I was like, you must learn how to think even at a young age. Because sometimes it doesn't prove that whatever your mom and dad say is right as well. Because things work in their generation, doesn't work in our generation. Same as the students I taught nowadays, I was like, teacher might be wrong. I will tell you something is right, but you have to try it yourself.
I see.
I can't say that everything is right, Things work in my generation doesn't work in your generation anymore. So I keep telling them, think and see. Yeah. So sometimes I'll give them more questions. And when you think, you will get answer. Yeah. It's when you listen fully to people's word, you get into deep trouble with.
Yeah, I suppose everyone's personality and their strength is different.
Yeah, and especially Asian, because Asian, we have this mentality that you have to listen to your parent. I mean, it's a good thing, but certain things, right? I remember very funny, especially after I did my law degree, I love to argue. Because we were trained to think objectively and ask a lot of questions. When my mom and dad, when they was like, I pay so much for you, come and argue with me. But again, I was like, I'm speaking the truth. Certain things, they don't like it, but I started to challenge. Especially Asian, they don't, our mentality, those type of culture things, right?
Sure.
You have to go against.
Right.
So that's what I told my Western friends, and I was like, culturally, we are a bit different. I guess same Malaysian culture. Even Malaysia, Singapore, a bit different as well. So everyone have their own culture problem. Right. Yeah. So yeah.
Right. How do they break through?
Breakthrough. To be very honest, one thing I already learned from lesson: do not need to fight back first, because you'll get into trouble. Because they will say that the mentality. One thing, and second thing, I guess that slowly, secretly prove it to them step by step. Because it needs time to prove as well. Yeah, back then as well, same. When I wanted to go into entertainment world and stuff, mom and dad disagree. They still think that professional. Yeah, of course, professional is good. But the thing is, I told them that maybe my passion was there. Maybe I'm better on certain things. And the second, that carry your own bucket of water, meaning you don't take anything from your dad and mama. Then you be responsible of your life, everything, and then you take care back of them. Then I guess step by step they will let you go. It's when they make a statement is because when you can't take care of yourself. Yeah. So I always say that when I make the decision, take full responsibility. Don't blame. You eat your own blame. So step by step, that will prove them silence. Because if you argue them back, one thing it will get into. Of course, you can make a statement, but trust me, they won't listen. It takes years. Whatever it is, even research, it take 5 to 6 years to prove a certain thing. It can't be like one day and stuff. So do whatever you want and stuff. Like on the surface, just listen, but don't accept blindly, I would say. Right. Yeah. I would say a lot of things, people who, it come to a certain thing that too obedient and no argument, to be honest, in this century, is clueless. Yeah. It doesn't mean, that's why sometimes I told some student, they follow whatever they teach you, but if you can't think, the job nowadays doesn't require you to just obey. I need you to think and give me a solution. And if I'm wrong, please argue and try a good argument, I would say. Yeah. If it's, I seen meetings and stuff, right? Good ones is, wow, you give feedback, you dare to voice out. So you save the whole project first. I see some is like they don't have to voice out. They say everything is good. Whoa, the fire is behind.
Right.
Yeah, but because people, some of them, they like that. But I don't like, I like to be challenged and stuff. Only you see the actual world.
Right.
So if it's bed of roses and stuff, right? Same thing, I have a quote that a very smooth sea can't train a trained sailor. So you have to get the muscle first.
Right.
And then whatever come, you're not scared.
Right.
Yeah, the storm will be there, my dear. There's no like smooth seas, no way, man. Meaning you never sail across the ocean at all. Same as working force. Stress, there will be, right? It depends on how you go overcome it. And the next phase of life as well, what's your planning? So there's no certain guarantee nowadays. Yeah. Even degree, everyone have it. Every master, I think PhD now, so everyone a lot going through. It doesn't guarantee everything, my dear. Nothing. So, but the more you try, the probability of you getting that is higher.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I can tell that you're very used to like overcoming challenges and you don't
Very,
take things for granted.
Very,
Yeah, just like you say something like, whatever you win, you only last one day or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I told myself, right, every time I would ever cert lah, award lah, I give one day to enjoy.
One day,
One day, yeah. Because I've seen a lot of cases where they short certificate until they forget about themselves. It's too late to turn back certain things. And in business-wise, you make a lot of losses. Yeah, I seen a lot like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did this belief come from? Like you just somehow have it.
No lah, I think it's true because I lost a lot of money before. I lost before until I was like, I was like, to be very honest, this one is really personal experience. And so I told my friends or whatever, because I've been through already. It's because it's too sweet. And it's like, wow, in front like, wow, look like the numbers is right nice, right behind. Why so much thinking on? Oh, and I had to pay. Yeah, because we open company before, we deal with a lot of things before. Oh, I learned the hard way. I don't want to go back there already. Yeah, to be very honest, right? This part of like, I don't take it for granted, whatever it is also, because it's when you've been through that, you told them certain things. Because back then, I'm very naive one. I was like, everything okay lah. I'm not like that one, or I'm an okay girl. Oh, I learned it the hard way. Everything I bear that time and everyone left. And, a lot of things where it hit you. And also it shows that, no matter how smart you are, you have to change. Yeah, so I told myself I had to change my way. It come into certain things where when you're 20 as well, you can be okay girl. But when you take on management role, leader role, you cannot be naive or, you know why? Okay, let's say you're bringing a team into a war, right? Being lenient, too sweet in the war, you'll kill the whole team. Yeah, so you have to be very strict. So sometimes my student was like, why are you so strict? No, strict because really, I know that, things will come, better things will come. If I'm too naive, I'm okay, there's no direction. It's very troublesome and then it will lose a lot of money. And now costing is very high.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're preparing them for the real world.
Yes. And I told them because teacher been through that. And the thing is, don't go through that. Yeah, I've been through it because back then you still can pay. Now, don't lose that money. Even I my friends sometimes have new business idea to come and ask me. No, I question them. This is what when you go in Viva and stuff, you like business proposal, you need to question, right? You can't say that this is good or whatever. You have to say which is not good as well, so that SWOT analysis or whatever. So I told them that, are you sure? Are you sure? I keep asking, I never give an answer. I was like, are you sure? Like that. And I hit their mind. Because a lot of times they would think that the idea is good. But when you come to reality, management is very different. Do you have the management skill? Your idea, is it sustainable? And then what's your next phase of, a lot of things I was like, they never think. Yeah, they only heard from their friends. But the thing is, if you put them professional and argument, there's a lot of loopholes is not workable. So I was like, why you want to waste the money? Yeah. So I changed a lot after certain incident in my life happened.
I see.
And you bear a lot of debts.
Right.
And you need to clear yourself alone. Wow, I think that's the best guru, right? No need to listen to people, right?
The real world is
so I was like, oh yeah, I've been there, done that, and yeah, trust me, money comes fast, but money goes very fast as well. So very careful. I'm very careful nowadays. I used to be not like that. Yeah, but things really teach me. I think life lesson teach me.
Right.
Yeah, I learned this not through my degree or whatever. It's my life lesson.
Your life.
Life lesson. Even sometimes I told back my ex-bosses or my ex-colleague, No, I don't know. Try that, done that, did that. And I was like, certain things can go, but certain things is too good to be true.
I
Yeah.
see, right. And you're not teaching music production and business, right?
Yeah, but now I'm just guiding the teachers now. So
now you're guiding
I
the
guided teachers
teacher,
already.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I was full time for two years plus because it was COVID. And then that time after COVID also, I was there full time because you had to click one whole year. You have to sign one whole year contract. But because I guess I was called back for industry last year, so I had to quit and I would tell them that I guide is thesis and teachers is better.
Okay.
So you position yourself, lor. So
Right,
called now we are adjunct. You can switch one. Sometimes you full time you cannot do industry work because the classes are crazy. One semester we get like 500 or 600 students, and classes is until late night. So if you want to go back industry, how? So industry also now also after COVID we have to go back and the working hours is very long. So it depend if that year if you don't want to you want to do industry you can do examiner and you can guide the teachers on thesis.
I see.
Because we need supervisor. We don't have enough supervisor. And for supervisor, you need to have someone who have industry experience and a PhD. And after PhD graduation, you have to have 6 years of experience. Only then you can guide. So we are lacking of the people to guide supervision on thesis. So I'm still having thesis part and some like lecture because industry side I need to manage back. Depending on what makes you want.
Right.
Yeah. So now teaching is some they do part time. Some they are adjunct professor, some they are associate professor, some they major on research side, some they major on classes lecturers, some they major on industrial side. So it depends. It really depends. Now there's a lot of routes in teaching already. Yeah, a lot.
And when you're a teacher, I think a lot of your students were from the B40 group or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I because for me is that I always believe that education. For me, I think that it's so good that if it's like free for, especially the poorest one and stuff, a lot of big ones come and offer me. But yeah, I think my calling was that there. And then to be very honest, I think educational thing, it should be something to open up, like to improve their lifestyle or improve like their lives.
Right.
And the thing is, I guess that sometimes educational become too commercial. I don't agree that much because one is very burdensome. Back then, nowadays, it's very cheap, like education, When I see the fees now, they said, why? So I was in the government, of course. It's not perfect, but at least it's affordable so that the parents doesn't get the stress that much. Then I transitioned to semi-government. So MMU was semi-government. I was at URTM, MMU. So I still like those like half subsidized. So the student and parents don't feel that much. For me, when I was like, even we go there and teach, I feel stressed, because they're paying so much, but I can't guarantee whether, do they have a job in the future. So it doesn't mean anything anymore, by the way. And as mentioned, I don't believe on advertisement. Advertisement or ranking, it doesn't represent your course. Ranking is a game of lecturers and it's not the student, I mean, it's good. I mean, if it's good that the course you like and a good ranking, yeah, good. You're right. But of course, I cannot be too low until that it's not recognized. The thing also MQA, all this, you have to be very careful. But don't overspend. Or if you see my CV as well, I always go different school because I know that you go and learn different system. Because if you have like always you graduate from one school, you really know the system. You don't challenge yourself, So if you go other school, you meet new people, new teachers. Only then it can prove your skill, ma. Right? So I keep telling them, like, you can also degree and master can study different things, It doesn't mean that you need to study all the way the same thing. So always, do your research. Don't just, whatever the media feed you, whatever the advertisement. Things can be bought nowadays, right? And the thing is, even the thing's good, but is it suitable for your child? Is it suitable for your future? So you have to ask. Or is that course still relevant after you come out? Because a lot of courses, to be very honest, might not be relevant.
Right.
Yeah, in 5 years' times. Yeah, especially now.
And just very curious from the B40 group that you obviously you taught.
Yeah.
What did you see in them that you feel like?
To be very honest.
Yeah, more people should know about.
Yeah. I guess, very honest to you that they are very grateful. Very grateful. Of course, I teach. I did some part-time lecturing, private and not B40s also. I seen a lot of ungrateful children. I have to be very frank, right? Yeah. Believe or not, also I heard statement that I don't need to study hard. My father or mother was someone. I was like, wow. I don't have to say that way. I was like, I mean, back in my days, even my father is someone like, I don't even want, him to overshadow me, you know. I don't even want that cable because I know that if you lose that cable, it's so easy to lose cable nowadays, alright? And I was like, wow. I mean, but B40s, okay. I remember like a few of them coming from Kampong, you know. They audition and all those things. I was very touched, you know. I mean, at first they come in, they're very scared because they don't speak good English. You know, I was like telling them that it's okay. Teacher used to not speak English also. Yeah. I was like, I'm from Chinese school. I was like, I'm very bad. Even back then, I don't speak Malay, you know, but the Malay taught me how to speak. I was like, it's okay, okay? I give a lot of free tuition in school. That's why I always stay until 12 o'clock. Like, my school, like, they all know me. I give free a lot behind because I told myself, also, I might not stay long, but I want to do it nicely, you know? So my student knows that, you know, whatever things happen, they will come. Until today, they all have work already. They will text me. I still remember there was a bunch of, like, kampong. They told me that, takut lah, cikgu, takut. I mean, we're all equal here. I just want to see that you guys improve from yesterday. And I want to see your final. At least there's improvement, right? So very funny. I told them, because back then, okay, because I was new, I need to set syllabus and everything. And certain things we have to fulfill whatever the school asks us to teach. So I told them, okay, you want Berkeley syllabus or UITM syllabus? I told them, you know, wow, the kampong was like, cikgu, kita cubalah Berkeley. So they suffer a lot. Because they want presentation skill, and so I was like, it's okay, more. Let's give more hours, okay? They come late night also because I have the keys. So I was like, boleh tak? We add on more hours. Boleh. At the end, when I teach them the skills and how to, you know, because for me, I always believe I have to change their mindset from secondary school to university. So I told them, don't act like secondary memorize. I don't want that. Overseas, we're trained how to find the solution. You're not good, how you find your solution and yourself. So I teach them all these strategies first. So there was a few bunch of them. Last presentation, I almost cried. From kampong also can become like, speak English, you know. I was like, teacher, I thought I cannot do that. See? Because you were not encouraged. And you're not pushed. And believe or not, those who like say, teacher, why so many homework? Hey, you want first class? Because I told them, it's very frank, you know. Diploma student, I teach whatever diploma already. I have extra time. I give them degree syllabus already back then. So that's why they feel a bit stressed. I give more homework because we can set our syllabus in university. So my degree student, I give them master syllabus already. So I remember a lot of them, they suffer a lot because I give everyone sometimes 4 or 5 hours. I sit there together. I was there together with them because I was like, I only have 1 or 2 years to teach. Trust me, I'm very busy back in the industry when the market opens. So they listen. They know I'm celebrity also. So what happened was, all of them score first class. And what more when I went back and see them for classes and some lecturing for after I go back industry, they said, well, thank you. You know why? Degree all score for first class. even they get what I say. I was like, I faham dah. Right. Because I have all the syllabus. I said that, what you want? You tell me. I study a lot. What you want? Even sometimes my colleague asks me, I share. Yeah, I have the resource. So what you want? You tell me. And some of them even challenged me, you know. I was like, oh, I'll become a superstar. And I questioned him. Production, you know, not. Streaming, God, not. Oh, what's that, teacher? Well, they think that suddenly can be no, you have to challenge them in terms of that. So, one, to shape their ego. Second, to push their abilities. You know, I'm not a smart student. It's because along the way, I met amazing guru. That's why one day I was like, you know what? For me, become a teacher is just returning back to society. To be very honest. Like that time, 2 years, it was really valuable for me. I never thought, until today when I go back industry, all students, I say, oh, I'm very happy. I was like, oh, student. I was like, wow, you get job already, ah? And a lot of them, I taught them, diploma, faster go internship, even like they don't need it. So you already have that CV. So they are way ahead. So a lot of times teachers are very important.
Right. Internships are quite important, right? It's not just
really. Even me myself, I go a few internships every time because I do different courses. Remember? So like law, I went down. Even music, I went down. Like production, I went and served the crew. Only then I see all these small things from low. So even I'm not paid, I don't care. The more it's like it's what I have. Next time I can charge my client, not now, right? So a lot of them they say, they now pay. They won't pay you much one, trust me. But did you learn, you know? And your internship also lasts you that few months. Of course, don't say too long lah. Overuse also cannot, right? So you have to move on. I was like, no, you can always intern different because it depends on what position. You go low first, then step by step up. Don't ask too much first when you start. Prove it, you can ask more later. Yeah, a lot of them I know lah. They go in there. I know you see now viral. They go in there, ask for very high pay and all this thing. But the thing is, I understand. The whole thing, the experience don't have and all this thing. But in terms of experience as well, we are not asking that you have like 10 years. Where's your volunteer in school? Because a lot of things in school is designed for you to get that hours. You know, because we do syllabus, we know. We do certain events because we know that they don't have internship like time already, and because of the but if you practice in school and stuff, there are enough events for you to handle certain things first, and your skill. Because school, right, to be very honest, to slice into that whole syllabus is not enough. We've got enough time, right? Because you just get that 3 months semester. How long? 3 months, and 1 year, 9 months only. Takkan, you know, the rest. So I would say that university is fairly get you past. You have to do more than that. I guess you have to do 300-400% more, so that, you know, then you can excel more. I also told my student, do more. But then I ask. I always do more than what my teacher asks. So then because you think, if just do whatever they ask, enough, eh? When we do syllabus also, that is just nice for you to do your basic only. Basic you need to know. Going into that without basic is stupid. It's really stupid. Yeah, you know, I seen some, no need study. Well, it's not everything. But at least you must have a ticket to go in, right? You go overseas, have to have passport, right? So degree, cert, it acts as passport only, okay? It's just a ticket for you to go into that lane or that line, but it's not guaranteed, okay? It's not a guarantee. You still have to prove a lot of things. And there's a lot of update of courses like things get expire every year, every month. So you have to keep on polishing. But basic stuff won't now. Certain things you still have to know. Yeah, if without that basic things, I'm so sorry. I don't think they will even welcome you in. It's hard. Yeah.
Right. And how do they pick a good internship in Malaysia? Do you have any advice for someone's
to be really honestly, there's no such good things as the best internship, whatever. Because sometimes to be very honest, because they have to finish internship within a time period or frame to get graduation, right? So what if that time, and every company have limited seat of internship, okay? To be very honest, the good ones are always chopped. I already know. Yeah, because they share among themselves. So, to graduate, can you wait? Next year already, 1 year, you know. So I was like, just get it done first. Even working in bad company, you learn whatever not good. So don't repeat that. No, really, some of them don't go. I was like, I've been through bad companies, only then I know that what good companies does mean to me. I seen people who only work for good company. It cannot solve things. Yeah, I can't say, you know, because syllabus and sometimes that's same thing. Okay, I remember that. Okay, back then there's a chef told me one thing. If you're a good cook, right? I show you bad ingredients, you transform me to good ingredients. Don't conflict ingredients with me. Whoa, it blew my mind, you know. I told Brian that also. I was like, why did you complain? Huh? Mike also. They're funny, you know. There was one time we keep complaining, singer back then. Hey, the mic not good lah, everything. There was one singer went up there because her skill is so good. Whoa, blow our mind. Nah, we use the same mic. Why she can sing like that? I don't want to say already. Toes is just toes. Where's your skill? No, it's true, you know.
Oh,
you think
that.
you know? I was like, yeah, my student asked me, teacher, you know, sometimes I told myself, teacher also, not to say Sunny go into Berkeley or whatever, I was like, thank God I've been through a lot of small school, or when I went in there, damn easy. So those privileged one never go through. Damn hard. I was like, what's so hard, Because for me, it's like, you won't stick there forever. You will stick there forever and you accept the negativity, then that is your fault, right? Too much positivity is not good also, by the way, right? So when you're young, same thing. For me, people say, oh, wow, I want fast fame. To be honest, I don't want that because I can't catch, you know the business we are. So I asked my student, bersusah dulu, senang kemudian, atau senang dulu, susah kemudian? Same thing. You have to go through that, right? So I told them, if you don't have the first choice, what about second, first, third? At least I always say that. You just go through that first. Boleh jalan dulu. If not, you wait until 10 years or so. I'm sorry, you won't get graduation and that expired. Certain limitation, you know. Because you just have to get the cert first.
Right.
So if you think that is bad company, then at least you found out, right? Then we do a postmortem. I like it when they say, Cikgu, very kelam kabut. Like they will tell me a lot of things. Good. If you were them, will you do like that? No, I won't. Then we share in the class. The good one, they stand up. Yes, very good. Then we exhort. this is how. But they have their pros also, they have their cons also one. Tapi, no. I was like, see, I told the student, now you see why teachers say, it doesn't mean that, you get, of course, then you come out and find your work, internship, good or bad. When you find your work, you have to select nicely because that is your, the first few years of work is, building the foundation is very important. Internship is very smart for you to see which company you'll go to aim next step.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're very smart.
Right.
You get what I mean? Because internship doesn't guarantee you job first, right? And you still have to go return back to the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get accepted. So if you wait and that intern only you get 3 to because every company there's a limited seat. So you go first, it's okay. Just finish up that first and get the cert. And then you make a choice. Yeah, then you have bargaining skill. And of course, do a report. What can you save?
Right.
What not to do?
Right.
Yeah, teach them a lot. I was like, no, a lot of things. Like, no, they will text me. Sekarang I faham. A lot of times I keep telling them, like, teacher will give you more. I was like, but trust me, it will hit you one day in industry. It's the same. Back then, a lot of it, I listened to what my seniors say, teachers, things applicable I take. When I go to industry, I got it. Same. Been through that, done that. So now the students, same. Yeah, certain things is the same cycle, especially the same place. It won't change that much because human being ma.
Right.
Even syllabus change already, but workforce, certain things, it won't change. Culture.
Right.
Culture and all these red flags to go. So it's very good that, we are not competitors. I was like, industry, please share. So you avoid job scam. You avoid going to a very toxic company. And I guess that cooperation built the whole industry because they are the future. Yeah. It's just like my generation. One generation built something. Yeah. If you compete with each other, it can't survive. It's an industry. Yeah. So don't be so small-minded. Don't have the secondary school mindset. I always tell them, because secondary school to university is, the mindset, I need to tweak them a bit.
Right.
Yeah. Some of them will say, I need to compete. They need to do project. Not marks already. Yeah, they're trained at that. So switch on. Yeah. So they're like that. So they learn a lot of things as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. The other thing I was obviously you've lived in a few countries.
Yeah, a lot of countries. I work in a lot of countries as well.
Yeah.
A lot.
Right?
A lot.
And a lot of your students, obviously, some of them maybe haven't even left their home state before.
That's why.
So what would you how do you see this? What's the one thing you believe is standing between them and their full potential?
To be very honest, one thing is because I guess one thing they worry too much. Yeah, one thing. And second thing, of course, I seen an extreme. Some of them is worried until don't dare to go. Some of them want to go everywhere without planning and too naive. This two spectrum, So sometimes I need to pull them in between, because those who are timid, I had to tell them that you can't stay in your kampung forever. You can't stay there within your family control. I was like, your things can't last forever. Or your family things will always be there, right? Why not you test something first? You have something to fall back. I'm not asking you not to go back. Certain things, every family have different things. Those who are sold the international dream, I don't know. Some of them, I don't know lah. The school brainwashed them. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. They do know the system. They know about this thing. They know immigration law or not. Do they even know that generation of people is different? It's just like back then in UK, we still get a year of visa and all those things. But now when in Spain, if you don't have a PhD or a master, you don't even get a position. Yeah. So I told them, and a lot of them, they see what you've done in country. You must be country number 1, only you can get a chance there. So they told me, and some of them, believe or not, they were like, tak perlu SPM. I was like, I went into HR. I was like, better get all done first. Even at least you pass lah. You know, certain criteria. The parents or the children, please do it yourself and see Google ChatGPT now is so advanced, right? Just go to ChatGPT and see, go in what certain criteria. At least you meet that ticket like HR rules first, right? Believe it or not, I have people where there's that amazing cert, but because of they don't have certain cert, they can't incorporate them. Yeah. Very sayang lor, right? And of course, one thing I was like, of course, I agree that, it's good to work abroad. Very good. But there's a lot of job scam nowadays. And I go on a few more stories was like, okay, second thing, I guess that was what, even I work overseas, I never let go Malaysia market. You know why? That was what my boss and parents taught me. My boss, like I was under a very huge PR events company. I learned a lot because that was when she taught me that die, you're still the king or queen of your own country, whatever it is by law. My dad also saying, but my dad do manufacturing and stuff back then, so he's very smart. 50% export, 50% local market, because exchange rate will change. The law overseas also will change. So from young, I'm trained that way that it's good to book abroad to see what overseas people are doing, and you go there from zero. Here is because, wow, don't die let go. It's hard to rebuild a lot of things, So try and maintain the balance. It doesn't mean that overseas everything is right as well, by the way, right? So it doesn't mean that overseas everything is the moon is rounder. There is the same sky. It's the same sky. No, I was like back then, like, when you're young, you would think, oh yeah, it's like, they have their difficulties. It's just the media portray too beautiful. So I told the kids and whatever it is, I don't care. You say teacher is very nagging or what? Please get everything done first, because I know that you'll go through immigration law if you're overseas, HR here. Whatever it is everything have to be audited and QC'd. So it's no longer like a bit of a suspect like back then. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I want to move back a little bit to your. So we've been talking quite a bit about education, about your background. Go see, like you are pageant, you are a singer, and then you now academic.
Wait, us. See, I talk too much already. Also, the killer. Oh, yeah.
He's clapping.
I talk too much already.
From all your identities, is there one particular identity you resonate more with? Or...
To be very honest, right? I started everything with singing. And I to be very honest, I love singing a lot. From young until, I think from 16 until now, all the while I want to be a singer. Yeah, for me, I don't know why. That was my passion already. That's why I can talk a lot, I told them. So because of that, because I wanted to do that, I didn't know I need to learn so many things. So I took a lot. And because of survival, because just singing only nowadays is not enough. Back then, events and stuff can make money and stuff. But what if things hit? And we are getting older as well. We can't always be in front of a camera, I would say. We can't be always on the stage as well. The next generation must have their chances as well. So that's why I keep telling myself, you have to reinvent yourself like from time to time. But for me, singing, microphone talking is always me. I love to talk. So that's why students also said, wow, my classes, one day I can talk like 10 hours, Yeah, you ask my student, because one class is 3 hours. And I give extra 1 hour sometimes. So 4 hours. One day for 5 class, how many hours? And then one by one, I have to go and, supervise them some more. So that's why, and sometimes like even recording also, like when I record album, one day 7-8 hours away. Yeah, so, and that's why I was like, if anything, doing with singing, talking, I guess that resonate with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then in general, as someone who's in the Malaysian entertainment industry for a while, like, what's your general view of it, especially as a woman?
I guess entertainment in Malaysia, to be very honest, one thing, I guess, as a woman, when we started, of course, there's a lot of stereotype, right? Back then, when I was a beauty queen, very funny. I was telling them, I always get the roles where just stand there, don't talk. Act like a vase. Yeah. So that's why it's very stereotype, and beauty queen only can do certain things. So there was few times audition, I have to scrape away my beauty queen title, because let them know that you can act more, But it's true lah. I know that some of them, they want to care a lot. But the more you break the stereotype, the more roles you come. It become one of my hurdle back then as a Miss World Malaysia. They think I only can do like that.
I see.
That was when I break a lot of things. That was when I don't want that title, because I don't want that title to lock me forever. I mean, look at Michelle Yeoh. She really beyond. She's like my senior. A lot of them also after that. Also, I was like, these are my roles. I like women or anything. Wow, different way, interesting way, not boring way. If like straight, nothing interesting. Also, it's so predictable. But again, like for me, if acting or singing, I should choose singing. Right. Yeah, I was forced into acting because singing back then was not successful. I went acting, but acting taught me a lot of singing as well. Because cooperation, acting, a lot of things, and that gave me a lot of soul to write my music, and back then that's when I produced OST music. So you have to tap along the way. So same thing, the tools are there, but the market has to open up more. Yeah, you can't just I know the tools and so where's the market? So you have to test a lot of different days. Yeah. So for me, it's like singing is definitely. I get the mic. Oh, music. Oh, it's mine already. I'm a person with a mic. I love the mic. I don't know why. Yeah, I love microphone. I love like recording all these things. Yeah, singing is better than talking. There was one time I was teaching too much already, and then I went back at night. Right, my director said, "Hey, even you reading script also got tone one Come back, way. You're not acting musical." Yeah, a few times I was like, "You sing too much already." Yeah, because we teach and we sometimes I went in studio, I guide them in vocal also. So I was like, oh, definitely you'll go into one mic. Yeah, sometimes I was like, wow, you're talking like singing already. I was like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is that part of the reason why you also love like the lecturing?
Yes. Yes. I guess second and third is because one thing in the entertainment line, you don't have the platform to share. It's always output and stuff, always grading. So when I come, and sometimes we don't have time to share more. So, and when I like lecturing and stuff, wow, to be very honest, right, you enjoy one. Because the thing is, especially next generation, I learned a lot from my students also. They were the one who taught me like, oh, teacher like that. Because it's a two-way thing. So I always believe like, teaching is giving and accepting. It's not just one way, like, oh, lecturing. No, I don't believe in that. I believe in coaching as well. So I like that. And second and third is because it's a promise myself. The more I have to give back. So like now, like 1 or 2 times now also, I give pro bono already a lot. Yeah, even like, of course we get salary back then. Now it's like, it's okay. I guide, because there's not enough, then I guide lah. But of course I can't be there full time, I said. I guide you from beside and stuff. So whenever you can give, try and give. Things will come back unexpectedly. Yeah. So a lot of times I believe in giving, I believe in education, I believe in practicing, I believe in guiding as well. Because we can't survive. If I don't have mentor previously before me, I would even get into deep. So that's how we can help each other from generation to generation.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I always believe in that.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question about like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
experience like being cross-cultural.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously you're Chinese Malaysian. You sing in Malay.
Malay. Oh,
You
yeah.
studied
Malay.
in the West.
Oh, I in the West.
You taught in China.
Yeah, and also I work in Taiwan.
You work in Taiwan.
And Spain as well.
And Spain.
Yeah, I was
right.
Spain as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So as someone you spend your life like crossing through lines across different communities,
Yeah.
language and industry and
Yeah.
culture. Well, what has that taught you about what the lines actually mean?
Well, I think one thing is when you go into people's culture and stuff, be very humbled. Don't think that whatever works in your country or whatever works in your culture works in others' culture. So you have to relearn, reorganize, retest. Because a lot of people fail is because they bring the same things, copy and paste into the same. That doesn't work. Same, even Malaysia. I mean, it's not too good to segmentize, but you segmentize for the reason where everyone comes from different culture and background, right? It's not for division. Same thing. When you go into Malay culture, when you act in Malay production and Chinese production, it's totally different culture. Different acting skill, I would say. Even singing as well. For instance, Chinese, you cannot sing too much. In terms of that, they say you're too oily, too old style. But Malay, you have to give more because of the pronunciation. So if you use the slang of Chinese slang, also the pelat is not there. So a lot of all these small little things, of course, base is same, right? But all these things makes you different. That makes you successful in their culture. Same, when I was in Taiwan, I want to go into their market, right? Back then, Chinese singer always want to go Taiwan market, right? So I went there. I went and get some short courses there first before I penetrate the market. And I stay there first. Understand the culture, right? Work with the locals. Listen to what they say, right? I mean, you judge later. Step by step, I was like, if I want to go there, I need to make whatever they like. So I scrap whatever in Malaysia first. I work. Oh, that's how that helped me. When I went Malay, same thing. I submerge myself into the culture. I speak Malay and say, "Hey, cakap Melayu semua." So I understand. You can't learn from books, and listen to what they say. I was like, what? And then keep asking questions, even stupid or whatever. And for me also, when I went there, I was like, I see them fast. I fast together. It's same as my student. I won't like. You ask my student, I won't like, I ask you to do, I never do. I do together. Because I believe in always go into that, don't just on the surface level. Especially working in art or whatever, we call this like, what do you call that, submersion practice space where you have to submerge into the culture and you can't make your assumption first before learning new things. right? So you have to go in there, do not rush first. So if you go in there to conquer people, they will object to you one day. If you convince them, forever is yours. Convince is harder than conquer, right? Convince will last you more.
Right.
So I do a lot of stupid things where they think it's unnecessary, but that preps me for the market and the role. It's the same thing. I see actors and stuff, they do a lot of things. They go in there, they do a lot of very deep homework. Yeah, it seems very wasteful of time, but they nail the role. They understand it. For me, it's like that. When I don't touch it or I never submerge myself, I can't talk like that. Yeah, that's why I told them, I was like, if you just buy, you can't. You can't even, it's not genuine. So before you go in any culture, one, immigration law, first you must see the immigration part first. Don't go against, second tax. I was like, wow, I've seen a lot doing behind the way. One day, you are banned 10 years on, I mean, I do law, I know. I'm very scared. They say I'm very careful. Third, understand the culture and the practices. Do not make assumption that it should be this way. Why are they being like that? It's been 10 years like that. There are certain ways are doing like that. Why? Is it acceptable? Of course, don't fully, certain things we're not, they are locals as well, right? So make a balance, right? From there as well, what's lacking in their market? Be that role. Not like, wow, a lot of people doing that, you go in there, you won't be the first lah. There are too much competition already. So do that homework and everything. You come and then where are you? And then do you need new skill to go in there? Question yourself. And the second, third, when you made it there, what's next? Because the thing is like, you have to move. Because for them, the local, of course, there are certain things they will definitely, they'll prioritize their locals, of course, right? So you get enough what you want, you come back and do what you want. Yeah. So plan your time. You can't, of course, sometimes you can stay there forever, you can get more, but depend on your plan also. Yeah. For me, it's like, I know my motive to learn. I want to learn, to get, and then to experience. Then I take back and do other things. Yeah. So be very careful on that. Don't just stay there only. A lot of them, because visa will change. Immigration law also will change. Don't until that only you alert, suddenly you lost a lot of things. Yeah. Or COVID teach a lot of people lessons, even overseas people. Yeah, I have friends overseas coming back. I was like, there's nothing to be sad of also. I told them, at least you learn something and come back and restart it from zero. But bear with me, you come back here also, you have to start from zero. You can't, things doesn't mean that it works in overseas, works here as well. So I told them, if you want to open business in Malaysia as well, you come back from overseas, retest the market first. Okay? And from low. Because they think also a bit of roses. Malaysian market is not that easy nowadays also, by the way. Yeah, but the thing is, same lah. No matter how far you go, we're still Malaysian lah. Yeah, no need to be snobbish or whatever. To be very honest, no, it's like nothing big fuss also. Yeah, I think everyone, you can be excel in any country. Believe it or not, I have friends like always the lifetime here also, but it's just them. They are successful as well. Yeah, it depends on what game you want to play. For us, it's because art, you need more cultural things. It makes you so different. Yeah, and the thing is, because back then, our art culture or whatever, we don't have the market practice. When they went, wow, so professional, you need to go there and see yourself. Here, certain industry is very good here, but certain industry you still have to go and see overseas. Yeah, yeah. Even nowadays as well, you don't need to work there. You can take short courses. There are a lot of like short courses to see, experience life there. You don't need to stay the whole year there because we still need to work, right? But a year of live, we can go and see short courses. There are a lot of study plus tourism thing there. Be very flexible. I always encourage people to travel.
Right.
Yeah, because when you're young, I'm not asking you to go and spend money. Look at what are the culture, any new trends or any new ideas you can incorporate back and open up a fresh perspective. It's good for your work as well. Yeah. Yeah, don't want me to share.
Yeah. I've got two last questions.
Okay.
Second last, first question is, so Dr. Soo, obviously you've done many different things before, right? And you tried many different areas, right? So there are a lot of young Malaysians out there, especially those that they haven't even decided what they want to do, what they can do, right? What kind of advice would you give them on how to make this decision as someone who's tried different things?
To be very honest, I guess that when I was young also, I don't know what to do. But at least I go and offer and try more things first. Don't lock yourself or limit yourself first. Because sometimes I guess a lot of times when young people, of course like you stepping out of your house or stepping out from your mom and dad, it's a bit scary, but Of course, don't overjump as well. Don't be too ambitious. But at least start from volunteer first. From volunteer, free stuff and school and other things, step by step, you build a baby step up. Because nowadays, don't take too huge step. You get into a lot of scam and everything. But again, that be alert and make adjustment and learn how to be independent without just depending on whatever your mom and dad told you. Because very honest nowadays is like, even teachers told you, we only can guide you that far. Yeah. So a lot of things change nowadays every 2 to 3 years. So you guys keep testing. And one thing I say that don't be afraid of falling when you're young. Of course, like when you're young, don't keep falling when you're old already. If you learn all the mistakes, you fail, and you still do the same thing. To my student, I was like, teachers coming to, I will whack myself as well, right? So when you're young, it's good to fail a bit, fail with a purpose. And succeed with a purpose as well.
Right.
Because that will teach you a lot. Because it's a try and error system, right? When we do experiment, there's no guaranteed result. But if you do more, you can test something which what you like, right? If you don't test, I don't know where can you go. Because we might judge you like that, but it's how you do it and how the market accept you. So you have to test yourself, try. And second, third, one, I guess that put down your ego lah. Don't care what your spouse, your friends or everyone say. Back then also, I volunteer like nighttime. I go singing and stuff because I need the stage presence. So when I was 16 or 17, I was like, I go and do a lot of free volunteering. But my friend was like, "You, why you do that?" I was like, "Now might be the weird one." Yeah, at least you know what to do. Yeah, at least you are gaining experience. You're not just enjoying at home. You are not just not doing anything. Yeah, because when you hit industry, when you're getting older and older, trust me or not, competition is very tough nowadays. Yeah, I always tell them that when you're secondary, think like you are in a college. When you're college, think like you are doing a degree. When you're a degree, think like you're working already. You'll be ahead of everyone, right? So have that mentality and be prepared, test it, feel with a purpose, and learn the lesson, move on. And then test until that one day you come and tell me the result. I don't want to tell you what to do, but you have to do certain things to test it and try it yourself first. Yeah.
And last question. Yeah. So if you could go back in time and then to meet you again, the young girl in high school who was told that don't need higher education, just get married and have children. To the young Wincci, what would you say to
I would say one thing, don't ever listen. Second thing, okay not to get married. Third and fourth, I guess, do what you love and take responsible and keep breaking the stereotypes. I think that will definitely enhance. Of course, I guess some lessons as well, I guess, to the young Wincci. One, it's better not to work with friends and family. Then it failed. Yeah, it caused a lot of relationship problems as well. Yeah, challenge yourself out there. If can, survive yourself. And yeah, I guess that, no right or wrong, but it's better to work, not with family and friends. Yeah, I'd be very serious. I was like, I have this policy really strict nowadays. Yeah, never. Yeah, try that, done that, quarrel a lot. And it succeed. It doesn't mix you anywhere because it's a lot of things, a lot of attachment. Yeah. So if you can be independent, you will enjoy more, especially in this world now. Yeah. Never work with friends. Yeah, I was like, no.
I can tell you mean it.
Oh, no. No, trust me, man. Friends is friends. Parents is parents.
Right.
Yeah, better like that.
And thank you, Dr. Soo, for joining us today. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for being so candid, so honest with your story.
I was like, a lot more cannot share.
Yeah.
She cannot sue.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us and getting to the end of the episode. If you like this, follow us or hit the subscribe button. It will help us bring on more amazing guests and makes the whole show better for you. So thanks again and see you in the next one.